All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to create some uh, extra data to the surface and get some more information in here to clean it up. Now, the level of detail is gonna also all depend on you and how you want to go about doing this. So, the first thing that's really noticeable is this break line that we have in here. So it's really showing a flow line and a break point. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a line string. So I'm going to go to CAD. I'm going to use a line string and I'm going to call this FG surface break line, because this break line is really a high point. So a break line kind of is really just, I'm defining an edge through here so that these triangles don't triangulate from here over to there, because we're obviously not getting a good surface in here. So I want a nice finished ground surface to get a little bit better data. Right now I'm not even accounting for the curb and gutter, and I'll show you how we can put that in later. But for right now, I'm just going to use this break line. I'm going to create a layer, and again, that's going to be just TO underscore break line, and I'm going to do an FG break line. So do FG space break line, and we'll go ahead and make that green. Actually, let's make it a different color green. We'll make it medium green just to give it a little bit of different look. And then we can set the thickness, and we want to keep that current, and we're going to make this proposed as well. All right. Leave this the way it is. We could make this sharp and textured. Let's just leave it sharp for now. Actually, let's just leave it sharp. I'm going to click OK. And now we're just going to come in here and we want to put in a coordinate and an elevation. Now we want it to ask us or prompt us for the elevation if it doesn't know the elevation, so we can enter that in. So I'm going to uncheck or select this so that it asks us for the elevation, and it's asking me for a starting point. So I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to snap it right to this point right here, because it looks like that's sloping to that point. 2304 or 23 is good enough. Now I'm just going to come up here and I'm just going to eyeball in right about in here. All right, I'm not snapping to anything. I'm just picking a point. And it's asking me and prompting me for the elevation now. So I'm going to put in 23.38 and then enter. And now I've got a point or a line that starts here and goes there. And it's basically creating an elevation. Now I'm going to come over through here. And I want to snap to here because I don't want to cross. If I cross and it's not the same elevation, it's going to throw up a flag and therefore give me an error. So I'm just going to snap, and you can see the circle. So the circle snap there, what that is snapping to that surface or those triangles. So I'm going to pick that point, and it's 24, so we're good. And I'm going to come over here and I have a high point. So I'm going to pick on this, and I'm going to put in my high point at 24, 21. And I'm going to come over here, do the same thing. I'm just going to snap, make sure I'm snapping to this point right here. And then we're going to work our way down to the corner. We're going to put this point in. It's 23.38. Go ahead and save that. Come over here, pick that point there, 23.26. Save that. And then I'm going to work over. We'll grab that point there. We'll grab a point over here, 22.39. I'll save that, and then we'll come down, and I'm going to come in and I want to go right to this line right about in here. So to make sure that I actually snap to that line, I'm going to right click, and from my snaps, you'll see here that I can choose a snap. So what I want to pick is I want to pick line. And I'm going to grab that line there, and you can see that it actually snaps to that line, and it puts an elevation on that endpoint for me. All right. So now that I have that, I'm going to close it. Now, again, because we drew this line and we created a new layer when we drew that line, we have to categorize that line. Remember, I'm only doing this because I don't have I haven't set this in my template. Now, once I do this, it'll always be in the template. So I'm going to go to unknown, and I'm going to come over to the end over here where this break line is, and I'm going to assign that to design. So again, anything that I want to be in the design surface, I'm going to put in the design category. So by doing that, now you can see I've got my finished ground break line. Now when I do that, and when I click build surfaces, watch what happens. So now you can see how it's triangulating to that line. So now I've added more detail, in this case a break line, to the surface. And if I look over here, I can see a better surface happening here as I add in more data. Right. So I would go through and I would add more. Same thing here. I'd probably want to put in this curb line through here using these elevations. You know, if I just use the ground elevation, this G elevation, just to get that line in so that it's not triangulating out all the way out over here, right? Because we do have some curb and some other information in here. We want to detail that up a little bit. Same thing as I would come over here with this high point. I might do the same thing that I did over there with a line, is start here and bring it down where I'm gonna, you know, snap and put a point here, and we'll come down and put a high point there and a point here and all the way down. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna clean up this finished ground surface, and I'll show you what it looks like here in the following video.